Cases include money laundering, drug trafficking, embezzlement, and tax evasion schemes. Date: January 10, 2025. Contact: newsroom@ci.irs.gov. Washington, IRS Criminal Investigation, IRSCI, unveiled its top 10 cases of 2024 on Friday. The defendants in these cases committed millions of dollars in fraudulent activity, duped investors into believing they were going to strike it rich, and tried to funnel money to terrorist organizations. They represent the most high-profile and impactful cases of the previous year. Leading up to today's announcement, IRSCI unveiled 2 cases per day on its X and LinkedIn accounts from January 6th through January 10th. Each year, I'm amazed with the variety of cases that make our top 10 list, said IRSCI Chief Guy Ficco. Our agents know how to follow the money, and they use their investigative prowess to target criminals who prey on unsuspecting victims, funnel narcotics into the U.S., and steal from others for personal gain. The top 10 IRSCI cases of 2024 include 10. Former attorney sentenced to 25 years in federal prison on embezzlement and fraud charges in connection with collapse of Washington Federal Bank. Robert Kowalski was sentenced in August to 25 years in federal prison for embezzlement and fraud tied to the failure of Washington Federal Bank for savings in Chicago. He was also ordered to pay $7.2 million in restitution to the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, and $424,047 to the IRS. Washington Federal was shut down in 2017 after it was deemed insolvent with at least $66 million in non-performing loans. The bulk of the money for those loans was transferred to Kowalski, at the time a licensed attorney, and 2 real estate developers as loan disbursements without required documentation. The bank never required Kowalski to repay the money he received. When the bank collapsed, the FDIC tried to collect money and properties from Kowalski tied to the scheme. But instead, Kowalski filed a fraudulent bankruptcy case to try to conceal his assets, which included fake corporate and personal tax returns for several years. He also failed to file any type of tax return for 2 years. 9. Former law firm partner sentenced to 10 years in prison for laundering $400 million of OneCoin fraud proceeds. Mark Scott was sentenced in January 2024 to 10 years in prison for laundering approximately $400 million from the massive international fraud scheme known as OneCoin. Scott established a series of fake private equity investment funds in the British Virgin Islands, to which he transferred money from the OneCoin investment scheme. He then layered the money through various bank accounts throughout the Cayman Islands and the Republic of Ireland. He was paid more than $50 million for his money laundering services, which he used to purchase luxury watches, vehicles, and homes in New England. 8. Former Los Angeles politician Jose Huizar sentenced to 13 years in federal prison for racketeering conspiracy and tax evasion. Jose Luis Huizar was sentenced in January 2024 to 13 years in federal prison for using his powerful position as a former Los Angeles City Council member to enrich himself and his associates and evade taxes. Huizar was also ordered to pay $443,905 in restitution to the city of Los Angeles and $38,792 in restitution to the IRS. For years, Huizar leveraged his position as a council member and chair of the city's Planning and Land Use Management Committee to lead a pay-to-play scheme. The bribery scheme sought nearly $2 million in bribes from real estate developers and their proxies, including cash bribes, casino gambling chips, prostitution services, political contributions, flights on private jets and commercial airlines, stays at luxury hotels and casinos, expensive meals, tickets to concerts and sporting events, and other things of value. In exchange for these benefits, Huizar took official acts and gave favorable treatment towards the projects of the paying real estate developers.